Live? Not yet. Are we live? We're live.
Looks like it's rolling.
Wow. Ralph Renna here with That Fuzzing Rock Show of Capital Underground face to face. This has happened 2 weeks in a row when we were scheduled to go on a Monday with a band. And this week we bumped it to tonight. And it just happens. So these things go live. We were going to go live at 7. We decided to go live at 5. If you're seeing the video now, please share because you might have seen me promoting that Downswing is going to be, and Anthony is here with us, and we're going to get to that very shortly.
Yes, sir.
Fuzz,
Sir.
How hard do we work at this shit? I mean, sometimes I feel like not hard, but then it is hard, and I know that you work really hard at this, and I think it's pretty amazing what's about to happen with that Fuzzing Rock Show. Not only is it hard to gain interest and get a sponsor to help us cover these costs, which, you know, they come out of pocket, no big deal, but month to month, but let alone a year. Fuzz has been like waiting for a sponsor, and now finally they sign up, and you know, you wake up this morning and you see they're ready to go for a year. Tell us about that. Tell us about it.
Before I get to that sponsor, as far as doing the shows go, I can tell you that I worked 40 plus hours a week at the railroad for like 13 years.
He was working on the railroad.
That's right. Retired now and medically, unfortunately, but still retired. And I work harder at this show, I think, than I did there, dude. Honestly.
Right.
I mean, and I'm not flexing or anything, but it's a lot of legwork, you know what I mean? But it's worth it when you get the final product and you see these shows filled up and you're like, I was part of that, you know, it feels good.
Right. Hot damn. Exactly.
So now you were kind of hinting to the sponsor. That Fuzzing Rock Show has a brand new sponsor, and I am so excited to be working with these guys. It all happened fast, and they came on board, like you said, for a year, dude. And so now for the next year, the show will be sponsored by the Helderberg Mead Works.
Oh, man. And if you all know that, speaking of local music, they were the ones who, with Mike Valeni, put out the Brick by Brick Pillage, and then the Blood of the Wasted by the Erotics. And if you're in a band and you want to make your own mead, I mean, this place is cool for that. So that's how I learned about them, was through Brick by Brick and the Erotics.
And they're very local oriented. I mean, everything is, they kind of get all their stuff from local spots, and I learned kind of not the ins and outs of it, but I learned about the process and how it all works. And dude, they have, not only do they have like the Pillage and the Blood of the Wasted, they have a long list of mead and cider. I went up there Sunday to check the place out. The vibe, dude, let me tell you something. The vibe of that place,
very cool,
is amazing, man. It's Viking themed, so it's almost like you're. I even wrote down a quote because it was really good. It's a Viking paradise, Valhalla, if you will.
Valhalla.
But you don't have to die to get there. All you have to do is just drive.
This is awesome. Fuzz, I'm very happy for you. I'd also like to thank Putnam Place and Paulie's Hotel for sponsoring Capital Underground. Let's get to business. Now, you know when you want to tell someone to fuck off? This saying I heard an old uncle of mine say a long fucking time ago. And I'm starting to notice this saying is coming around. And it's not, you know, fuck off or piss off. It's go kick rocks. You ever heard that saying?
That's an old one, dude.
It is a fucking old one. And to see a new hardcore band like Downswing come out with that old saying, but I know that the I don't want to call them kids, the generation today are going to say go kick rocks. I hear a lot of them say it. And I guess coming out of the latter years of Last Call and watching how the styles were changing, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck am I going to do now? I guess I'm just old school punk metal and hardcore. And how do you keep up? Because these bands are intense. Now, a brief story on it. They just released a new EP called New Lows. And we're going to get to all that. And we're going to play a new video that just dropped a few days ago. And I think I just want to start off with that Kick Rocks tune. You've heard it on Capital Underground Radio. Prepare it. Buckle up, Fuzz, because this is some fucking heavy shit. And this song blew me away right away. So we're coming up with Anthony and Downswing real soon. Just turn this one the fuck up, please. Do that, please. All right. So that was Don't Bite, and that feeds you. That's the newest one from Downswing. Hey, this is Anthony Salvaggio, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Is that it?
Hold on, guys.
Fuzz, I know that wasn't the tune I said I was going to play, but I forgot that I uploaded one and then you put one in later. This is Capital Underground Face to Face. We're here with Anthony from Downswing. I'm excited about this, man. That's the newest video and the latest single. Fuzz, what do you think of that?
That was fucking nasty, bro.
All right. Fuzz is here producing the show, and you're hanging out with us, right, bro?
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to start commenting, we'll get some comments, some questions going. Thanks, Fuzz. Yeah. So I was ready to go into Kick Rocks, and that one popped up first. So either way, that's the brand new video, Don't Bite. Now tell us about New Lows and how you went about releasing each of these 4 tunes, and then now they're all streaming. So tell us about that, Anthony.
So first off, we put all these songs out through Blood Blast distribution, just small distro deal, nothing too crazy. They're just helping us, with streaming services rather, and just helping us get the songs out there, helping us get playlisted on Spotify, Apple Music, all that. So basically what we did, we started releasing songs. Well, geez, it's going quick already. 2-3 months ago already.
Right.
Songs, but we did pretty much every 6 weeks, and then between the last 2 we did 4 weeks between. But yeah, we're just kind of trying to keep content consistent because
damn, that Downswing song was fucking dope. Didn't know they were rolling that way. Fuck yeah. Is that a friend of yours? Zach,
Uh,
Aaron, and for Chili? Zach, Aaron for Chili. I think it is. But thank you, Zach. If not, we just turned somebody on to Downswing. You see the comment at the bottom there.
I don't. I don't believe
okay.
I know Zach. What's up,
Okay,
Zach?
well, Zach, thank you very much, and even one of my jam buddies, acoustic buddies, Josh Casana, was like, "That was awesome." So there we go. I'm turning some of the hippies onto Downswing. Sorry, no offense, Josh. I'm a hippie too. I'm a hardcore hippie though. Damn man, damn, and it just seems like bands aren't dropping full length CDs anymore. It seems like you guys had the right plan. Let's drop a video, and we are going to play that video for Kick Rocks in just a little bit. Sorry for the confusion. It's the right thing to do. Drop a single, play shows, and just keep dropping singles, and eventually you got an EP like you got now. It's streaming on all platforms. Now, when we say this, we're talking Spotify, Apple Music, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
I see you guys have been getting on the road a lot, and we'll talk about the show coming up in Empire Underground, but you've been getting on the road a lot. Now, what's been happening business-wise for the band? Is there booking agents involved? Is it just you doing it? But you're out there. You did a little tour this year. So
yeah,
cool.
we did just like an East Coast, like Midwest into East Coast run earlier this year with this band Rot, our friends from Minnesota. Tell you the truth, we haven't been on the road as much as we'd like to be, just because coming back from COVID. We got a new vocalist, our buddy Harrison. He's killing it. Yeah, I can't say enough. He's kind of revitalized the band as a whole.
Now, how new is he to the band?
So first off, me and him go way back. I remember him playing in a different band way back in the day. I noticed he could play guitar, sing, scream. He was writing all the songs. I'm like, shit, this kid's good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Fast forward, we needed a second guitar player. Our old bassist left the band on his own terms. Our at the time second guitar player, he switched over to bass, and we didn't want to backtrack a guitar. So we were like, well, we need a guitar player, preferably someone who could do backup vocals. I remembered Harrison. We hit him up. He came, jammed, got the ball rolling. Down the line a little further, our other vocalist, it just didn't work out. We parted ways with him. And then one day we were just screwing around. We were like, Harrison, do vocal, we were like,
get up there, just grab the fucking mic, just try it out.
Record one take of this song, and he absolutely crushed it. He crushed it, but even at that time, we still wanted him to play guitar. So we did pretty much tryouts online and everything. And Harrison if I'm being honest, he crushed it. He was the best option. He kind of fits our somewhat like goofy image.
So it's these 4 tunes on New Lows that Harrison's featured on vocals now.
So he's done those 4, and then we did a few singles before as well. We did
stressed out, right? Okay, so. And I noticed because being a former hardcore singer myself, it's the timing. It could be to the beat, or it could be around the music and becomes its own. The hardcore vocal becomes its own instrument, and that dude really kills it. I think you've heard it in that song, "Kick Rocks." We're gonna play that one, and you're gonna be Downswing will be featured on Capital Underground Radio this week too for the podcast. So yeah, that's a cool thing. So. How do you see a difference when Harrison's on stage with when you guys are out playing live too? Is it that dude's got a lot of fucking anger inside of him.
Absolutely does.
And if you don't have anger inside of you, hardcore is not convincible. It's not real. And and that's what I saw, and that's what I noticed with him. Is he an angry guy? Let's talk a little bit more about it. Man, I wish he was here so I can grill him a little bit.
The thing is, he's like, when you meet him, especially being like, a complete stranger.
Yep.
He is the nicest fucking dude on the planet. Just like anyone else, we all have shit going on, beneath the surface, but he's the nicest dude ever. And I think that's another thing that's super important to being a front man in and of itself. You know what I mean? Like, not being fake about it, but also being able to be down to earth with people. You know what I mean? And he's really good at that. I love that he can relate to people and just, I swear the kid would give a stranger on the street the shirt off his back. That's how he is.
Yeah. So the tour went well. This past tour that you did.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy tour. We knew we were going out, just doing a little headliner, nothing over the top, but had a good time doing it.
It's get your feelers out there and see if you guys can go longer and longer. So you're going to be playing this show this Saturday night, November 19th. It's happening at Empire Underground at Empire Live in Albany. And let's definitely, without further ado, let's talk about this fucking stacked lineup you got here. So why don't you take it from the bottom up and just go ahead and talk it? It's blocking our faces off a little bit, but we're going to leave the flyer up. Go ahead.
Well,
you actually just kind of got to move your head over like that. There you go. Hey, I'm over here now. There you go. All right.
So fun fact, this is actually an old flyer. That band Scythe had to, they ended up having to drop last minute, like not too long ago.
Okay. So there's a replacement for Scythe?
Yeah. So Scythe was replaced by a band called Faded Line. I'm sure you know Mike Nacy, right? Vegas?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a new band he's with from Massachusetts, right?
Yep. Good buddy of mine.
All right, Vegas. Awesome.
Known him since I was 10 years old, going to Northern Lights back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, tell you the truth, I've still only listened to them a little bit. I've heard good things.
Yeah.
They just played the DRI a couple months ago, or I think a couple months ago.
Yep.
And just Scythe ended up having some issues, not being able to play. So last minute, I was like, Vegas, you guys want to hop on this? He's more than about it.
Awesome.
We're excited to have him. Like I said, longtime friend of mine. Just excited to play with him finally after all these years.
Is this Pure Bliss, the other band I'm starting to see? And you're going to really have to fucking help me out with that death metal logo because I can
help you. No worries. Pure Bliss is they're from Syracuse. Formerly a couple of the members of the band Meth Mouth, if that rings a bell.
I've heard them. Yep. Meth Mouth.
Yeah,
there's only one band called Meth Mouth. It's them.
Yeah. They full of attitude, to say the least. That's an angry hardcore band for sure.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Brandon's a good dude. Known him for a long time. Excited to have him out too. They've been dying to play Albany, so it feels good.
And that's the Pure Bliss you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, now what's that other? I'm gonna bring Fuzz back. Fuzz, can you Fuzz? Fuzz, can you look at that logo, the one under Oakheart before Pure Bliss? I love when death metals. I think they fucking just do it to be. It's more metalcore or more death metal if it's unreadable.
Listen, man, I've been to a lot of shrinks in my day. That just looks like a Rorschach test to me, bro. Seriously.
Right. Thanks. We always got to get Fuzz's 2 cents. All right, Anthony, who is that band?
Some longtime friends of mine. It's a band called Invoked by Wrath. They're like
Invoked by Wrath, and they're vocal too, aren't they?
Yep. They
guys, sorry, I didn't mean to dish you guys, but man, the death metal logos really, really fucking throw me off.
I roast them for it all the time.
That's all right. We got to have them on. And then I see Oakheart, and we've had them on Capital Underground face to face.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, and that's a great lineup there. Tell us about the Dark Side of the Mind now. This is something that's coming up on an anniversary?
Yeah, so when the band first started, we started with a little, just a 3-song demo or whatever. And not long after, we ended up getting signed to Rise Records very soon after. We had Dark Side of the Mind written but not released yet. They loved the material, so we ended up signing to Rise, and it was like, it was a real hot start as a band, like to come out. Like when I remember getting the email from them, I was like, holy shit, you know what I mean? It's a pretty big label for a 19, 20-year-old kid at the time. I was shook, to say the least. But so like I said, it was a previous vocalist on that record, so the fact that we have a new dude who can still, first off, Harrison was a fan of our band when we put Dark Side out.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of the band at the time, and he was like at our first show ever. And yeah, Dark Side, it's a staple for us. A lot of people still like it just because it was like this raw, angsty, fucking whatever, like hardcore-ish, but not exactly a hardcore album. I don't know, or EP rather. But
right.
Some people still get real stoked to hear those songs when we play them. Like we still throw a couple in here and there, but definitely getting to that point now. Like I said, new frontman, got a bunch of new stuff.
So they're all new. Would you think you'll ever lay down them? Now, was he on those? He wasn't on those tracks though, as
Harrison
vocalist, right? Correct. Okay, so that's something that's going to come off pretty special live.
Yeah, it's definitely
you rarely do that.
Kid crushes it though. Like I said, he can do any damn genre, is any subgenre of heavy music or like emo or kid sings, screams. He crushes it. I don't know how the hell he does it.
All right, so I wanted to just bring up the fact Downswing Style at Downswing Style is all of the band's social networking, looking up on the screen now. TikTok.com is Downswing US, and that's the only one that's different. That's just different. That's just the way it is. And I think it's time to play the song Kick Rocks because I wanted to kick the show off with it. I think I got the right thing going now. Let's Kick Rocks, motherfucker! You said anything that you said, and for real. If you lied, full of disrespect, I'd be lying if I said I didn't hate everything about your identity. But another fake motherfucker in, it's override, I'll be changed to it. Save all the bullshit for someone else. You gave up on me, just to save yourself. Just couldn't care less about to save face, but you won't ever show it now. Whatever friends you have is lost at your expense. You make your own bed and I'll sleep in it. I would've never assumed you were heartless, but you played the box just fine. Another bridge of places unless a complete social line. Watch this motherfucker burn. Save the bullshit for someone else. Gave up on me to save yourself. There's nothing to take in. Useless is a huge understatement. Straight line I'm about to fucking break. You were always against me. Another waste of my good faith. I took a chance and I found out the hard way. Negative cycles repeat and override. Say what you mean. Say it to me. This you just couldn't care less. Have to save face, but you won't ever show it now. Whatever friends you have is lost at your expense. You make your own bed and I'll sleep in it. One day, I hope that the world makes you stop and reassess yourself. Kick rocks. Alright, watch out. So Kick fucking rocks, Fuzz.
I just pulled something in my neck,
Dude, I saw you banging your head like while we were backstage. Holy shit. That was the tune I meant to kick off the show with, but either way, we premiered the new video that just got premiered the other day for Don't Bite. And that was the first one you sent me, I think, months ago. And that was like, was that the first single, Kick Rocks?
I believe the very first one was a song called No Solution.
No Solution. Got it.
That one's
Kick
even
Rocks.
more aggressive than these ones.
Holy shit balls. That's what I'm saying, Fuzz. Here I'm up there. And then bands like fucking this starts coming out. And your generation of bands started coming out during that. So, but they were kind of, there was bands like Glassjaw. I don't know if you're familiar with that band. That's you guys remind me a lot of them in ways. What were your influences? And Fuzz, before I get into that, Fuzz, do you have a question for him before we send you back into the bunker?
I was going to ask influences. So
yeah, go with it.
If you can go with that.
So
yeah, I got to go take a piss. Just hold this.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, influences. So first off, our band comes from like all fairly different backgrounds. I originally was into, super like the newer wave of metalcore bands like All That Remains, Kill Switch, As I Lay Dying, fucking Unearth, Bleeding Through, all these kinds of bands growing up. Eventually progressed into like, Hatebreed. And then I have a brother who's 18 years older than me. He got me into bands like Recon and the Acacia Strain, the heavier side of stuff even more. And then and eventually I got wrapped into a bunch of like the more, I guess, slightly more mainstream type metalcore, like a Mice and Men and Attack and stuff like that. Like eventually I had a deathcore phase. I've been kind of all over it. I don't know how else to say. I've had like huge phases with all the different subgenres of heavy music. That's just me, but the rest of my band, our singer Harrison, he was into a lot of like the heavier stuff too, but his main thing was like emo music, like Taking Back Sunday, and then even like stuff like the Foo Fighters is like his favorite band, Nirvana, a bunch of grunge rock as well. My drummer originally huge influenced by bands like August Burns Red, Texas in July, I the Breather, This for the Apocalypse, a bunch of those, shreddier metalcore bands, I would say. And then Chris also came from like pop punk. He played in a pop punk band. So like we got a little bit of a mashup of all the alternative styles of music. You know what I mean?
But that's what makes Downswing. Did you get what you needed, Fuzz? That you suffice with that answer?
I think so. I think I got one more from though.
Go for it. Let me go take a shit.
Okay, so listen, dude. Let's say we're gonna send you out on tour. All right, you only get 3 albums to listen to while you're out there. Which ones are they?
I like this one. I was just kidding. I'm not pooping. But go ahead. Yeah, this is great.
You talking heavy music or anything?
You have only 3 albums.
Yeah, man. It can be Prince or Eminem, whatever. You know what I mean? It can be whatever.
Eminem was probably the first real musician I ever got into, and some people will say he's terrible, blah blah blah. But kids my age grew up with that. But now, I mean, I guess modern 3 bands I would listen to, or records I would listen to. God, right now, God, that's such a hard question. I'll say The End to Heartache by Kill Switch. That's a big one for me.
You fucking stumped him. Wow.
Good one.
I really loved The Oncoming Storm by Unearth way back when.
Yeah.
All right.
And honestly, I'll take a Story So Far album. Give me any of them. Freaking What You Don't See is a really good one. Under Soil and Dirt.
Good choices, man.
I don't want to give you all heavy bands. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's your choices, man. You figure whatever you want.
I like it when you ask that. Fuzz, you keep a couple of those questions around for most of your interviews, maybe all of them, because that's a great question because it's different every time.
As much as I hate having to answer it, I kind of liked it too.
I think it's my favorite question because it kind of gives you an overlook into somebody's, I don't want to say private life, but like kind of like their guilty pleasures when they're not.
Yeah, I got you.
Like listen to heavy stuff. Like,
but he was taking the heavy stuff with him. He's got to stay in the mode. He's on the road.
I had one guy was like, he's like M83, which nobody knows who the hell they are. You know.
You guys will bust my balls. I like some damn Justin Bieber. I don't give a shit.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter. But I had a chance to interview you for Nippertown a few months back.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the Eminem popped in my head, because I remember you said that. And you were talking about your older brother, Harry. So let's go way back when you were younger, man, and how you actually got into hardcore. And let's do a little story. I mean, I figured we would just fart around for 20 minutes, but if it's going well, we'll stay on all night, right? Yeah. So tell us about, Big Brother Harry and all that and how that all kind of started. Because he's a good friend of mine, man. I thought it was a cool story.
He's a good dude. I love him. Shout out Harry.
Yeah, shout out to Harry.
That being said, it's funny the way it all started, dude. It all started from friggin', the video game Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short, I got obnoxiously good at that game when I was like 10 years old. I was like getting entered in competitions and shit as a kid.
Right.
And, I was competing for money at 10 years old. It's actually hilarious thinking about it.
And you weren't actually touching a real guitar?
Not at this point. And then pretty much to sum it all up, my brother gave me a kick in the ass. He was like, yo, will you stop fucking around with this toy and like play my real guitar? It's right there. I said, sure. originally I picked it up. I learned, some of your simple stuff that you start with,
Right.
Smoke on the Water, Iron Man, little stuff like that.
Right.
I didn't know guitar tabs like existed or anything. Just my brother played in a band back in the day at the time.
Yep.
And his guitar player was a big influence to me. I just watched him and slowly, eventually picked stuff up.
Is that Ben you're talking about? No.
Okay,
yeah. Okay. No, Ben. Cool.
I hope he sees this too. He would.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope these guys are watching, man.
Yeah, Ben was a huge influence for me in the beginning. I was just learning my brother's band songs. To tell you the truth, I was hoping one day they would ask me to join. But let's be honest.
Now he wants to join your fucking band.
Let's be honest. I was like 12 years old. They're all in
how old were you? You were 12 at the time now?
Probably between 12 and 14 when I started getting decent. You know what I mean? Like at first I was playing 3 sports a year back in the day at the time and everything. And I started, I picked up guitar. Like I said, learned some of those early things. I didn't know how to get any better. So I put it down, kept playing sports, whatever. Another year or two later, a friend of mine comes over and he's playing just a small part of One by Metallica. And I was like, all right, if your goofy ass can do this, my goofy ass can do it. So
that's what I'm saying. Just try it a bit. So it wasn't that it was nothing like playing Guitar Hero. Were you disappointed? There were no lights to guide you, and now you have to actually make chords, or I'm just going to down tune it so I can put one finger across the fretboard or whatever.
I was definitely excited about a down tune when I found out.
Me too, man. It was easy. Yeah, it was. I wrote all my Last Call songs down tuned, and then finally was able to pick it up that way. So that's cool. So no bands until Downswing, or was there a couple of bands leading up to that?
Now we're going back.
Let's drop some names. Talk about some old friends, man. Let us know. Because I'm sure. You want to let everybody know you remember where you came from. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. My first band I ever came from. Well, yeah, the very first band was a band called Buried in Lies. Way back in high school. I was in like 8th grade. I was like 13.
Why do you laugh? You didn't like the name?
Just thinking back about how much we'd fuck off and just smoke weed and fuck around.
That's it. Well, that's okay.
But
Buried in Lies. That was the first band. Who came next?
Moved in to a band called Abandoned. Well, it was A Sinner Among Saints for like a week, and then it turned into Abandon Me with a stupid exclamation point that I still hate to this day. And my buddy Zach, he was here right before we started the show. He was
they gone now? Capone, those guys took off?
Capone? No, I'm at Frank's house.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I just popped in.
You can bring him in to say hi, because
shout out Frank.
See the exclamation point. Capital. This must be Fuzz busting your chops. There's an exclamation point. Oh, that's good.
God, yeah.
So after that band came
a band called The Less We Know, which is where I met my current drummer, Nick Manzella.
Mm-hmm.
Kid.
Now, did you know at that point? I don't mean to cut you off, but did you know at that point? Because my thing was your band is only as good as your drummer is. And I went through a few drummers in bands, and it was good. But when you get that one drummer, that just makes it go boom and just hop.
So
you knew he was the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. My the drummer before that, my buddy John Bryce, shout out him too. He was a good drummer, but when I moved into jamming with Manny, he had gone to school to the new school for production and everything. So he's always done like our demo recordings, like when we're writing and stuff like that. And I can't even begin to go into how much I've learned from him. I couldn't. Yeah. To this day, me and him fight. We argue hard. Trust me. We definitely. But it's all for the best.
That's what makes it great. Let me just pump up my own ego right now. Josh Creech says Ralph Renna got me tickets to my first concert when I was 11. Fuck yeah. Josh, what tickets were they? Can you put that up in the comments? But that's cool. So someone remembers me from radio. Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. So you knew once you met this drummer, that was it. It was on, and it kind of just needed to it didn't take long. It didn't take long at all.
At this point, I think I was probably 15, maybe 16.
Yeah.
I was still really young when I first started playing out and stuff. So at this point, I'm 2-3 bands in at probably 16. I'm in like 10th grade.
But you kept advancing on the guitar
for sure
to the point of writing this music. Like just 10 years ago, you were writing music like this.
Right.
The music you had 10 years ago, obviously the production's a lot better when you get, further on in years, and with the with the dropping of New Lows, the EP, on all streaming platforms. But yeah, it was off to Poughkeepsie for the first show with Downswing. There was no local, there was no Albany, no Troy show. We're going to Poughkeepsie and playing our first show.
Well,
that was a good move.
At the time, we were being managed by this dude named Jeff Menig. He he ran Poughkeepsie back in the day. He booked everything. You probably have heard of him over the years.
I heard the name. Yeah, absolutely. If he's involved with the Chance, absolutely.
Yeah, he was for a long time. He ended up going down to work for the Masquerade in Atlanta, and he was like the head of marketing down there for a while. But anyway, we were working with Jeff for a while, and the plan, as weird as it sounds, most bands start in their hometown and work their way out. Our plan was to kind of do it the opposite way around. We started regional. We started in Poughkeepsie. Because we all, another band I forgot to mention before. We all played in a band called Animal. Not all of us, but me and my drummer.
Animal, just Animal.
Yep, Animal. It was aggressive. They're still a band. As of now, it's just I believe the two members, the guitar player John and the vocalist Sean.
Right.
But they still write music and put it out online and stuff every now and then. But anyway, going back to
that's cool.
Downswing.
No, keep going. Go ahead. Continue. Definitely.
I guess the best way I could say it is we had a ground to stand on, because Animal at the time also did pretty well for a while. It was just obnoxiously fucking heavy, and people just loved coming to shows and whooping each other's ass.
Yeah, but Downswing is obnoxiously heavy too. But I mean, definitely a little more of a vocal style in there, singing, screaming, and done very well.
Thank you. Just
here's your merch page we got up now. Grab some Downswing merch at downswing.bigcartel.com, just to let people know they should be buying some stuff. You should be going and buying the EP, and you should be buying tickets for Friday. So were we still involved in that story? I'm sorry, Fuzz has popped up that comment, so I felt I had to make note of it.
The show's Saturday, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But so just like we had
Animal. We left off at Animal. When did Downswing come along? Was it right after Animal?
Animal didn't break up, but most of the lineup left. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Moved on. We just honestly, we originally wanted to be a hardcore band. At the time, we were super influenced by like Backtrack and Expire and Turnstile and just all those big poppin' hardcore bands at that time that were all super hot. And we just kind of wanted to do something like that, but kind of with our own twist on it. I mean, like I said, the band has definitely progressed over time, and now I wouldn't call us a straight hardcore band anymore. We're somewhere between being a hardcore band and a metalcore band and whatever, touching on even like pop punk type singing on choruses.
Right.
Expand and just kind of use all of our influences and throw it together and hopefully seamlessly be this hardcore-esque metalcore band. That's the best way I could word it.
If you were going to put out a Downswing cookbook, what would be on the menu? And don't say Dunkin' Donuts, because I know you were slamming a croissant sandwich earlier.
If you ask anyone else in the band, they would say Dunkin' Donuts.
Does everyone in the band vote for Dunkin' Donuts? Is that like the favorite on the road? Like, what's your favorite foods to eat? Like Dunkin' Donuts on the road?
So me and Harrison doesn't drive at all when we're on tour or anything. I only do once in a while. I'm pretty much like the reserve. My drummer and bass player, Chris and Manny, they do all the driving. So put it this way, I basically wake up at a Dunkin' every day. I don't really have a choice.
Right. So I'll take the egg sandwich today. I'll have the bagel today. Give me the donut with the egg on it.
I got some love for Dunkin'. That was my first job ever, was actually working at Dunkin'. So I beat that shit to death for myself when I worked there. Drank like 3 coffees a day at 17.
Will, do you think is there any other hobbies you have besides this, or are you putting all your focuses into this? What are some cool things that maybe some other guys in the band do, or any other guys in the band? Are they all focused on Downswing, or do they have other projects?
It's definitely our main focus is this band for sure. I just started a barber apprenticeship a couple weeks ago, actually. Speaking of which,
let's talk about that.
Hit me up.
Oh, haircuts?
Anyone. I'm telling the comment section.
So the apprenticeship means they're free?
For now.
Fuzz?
They're free for now.
You want to take this kid up on a free haircut? I mean, how could he fuck that up?
I chopped them off, dude.
How could you fuck this up? I'll just have you shave it down, right?
You just can't touch this. It's all brand.
How does the apprenticeship go? Yeah, you can't touch the beard, though. Fuzz, no one touches the beard. How does the apprenticeship go like that? Is it so basically you just have to find guinea pigs to cut their hair while the other guy kind of teaches you? Yeah.
Basically, my buddy Rob, he's been cutting my hair for mad long. Shout out Rob. He's been, he's been cutting for a minute, and we were bullshitting a couple years ago just about, trying to find anything to. Long story short, I'm not the biggest fan of my job. I work at the Times Union newspaper. It's okay,
That's
but
right.
it's not there's not a career there for me. All the old timers, the journeymen, they're getting all the good stuff there. But that being said, I'm just trying to find a way out of there. Like I also work at Empire Live, so they treat me super well over there. That comes with its benefits too, as far as booking shows and hopefully getting on some cool shows.
Sure. And when Downswing's playing out of town, you can maybe set up a barber booth next to the merch booth and cut people's hair. What's next for the band? And then we're going to probably say goodnight for the night because I think we covered a lot of ground tonight. What's next for the band? So new lows, new music coming, a new tour, anything planned that maybe we could debut? Like, let's announce it tonight. Is there anything that you haven't put out there yet that maybe we can have a little exclusive? I don't care if it's, hey, Harrison's putting out his own brand of underwear with Downswing across it. I don't care.
Nothing completely solidified yet. We did just go to Nashville and we recorded 5 more songs with Jonathan DeLeese out of Concrete Studios down there. Concrete with a K.
And that's where?
That's out of Nashville.
Okay, that was the last trip I saw you took. And those haven't even been released yet, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. You're really sitting on some then. Okay. You're ahead of the game.
We're not fucking around. Like we spent a lot of time, like before COVID, we took obnoxiously long to get a full length written. And then we put the record out the same week the world shut down. So that buried the damn album. You know what I mean? So at this point, we've had so much time to get stuff written. So the plan now is to just stay ahead of the game. We're going to shop around, see if anyone's interested in these other new songs. I think they're probably the best songs we've ever written.
There you go.
Kind of covers the ground everywhere from hardcore to metal to ass whooping, fucking whatever you want to call it.
Man, I think you guys, I think it's great. Look for a label. Great. And what matters these days is how many Spotify spins and how many video hits. And it looks like you guys are getting those. That's what the labels look at. But really what the labels look at and what the booking agents look at is the band's getting out there and touring. And you guys can do that yourself. So maybe my advice would be just get in that van a little bit longer and push a little harder. And before you know it, you're out there doing it. And you can go tell your boss to take this job and shove it, basically, right?
My boss is actually supportive of the band.
That's cool. So he'll probably give you the time off to go.
Yeah. Luckily, that's the one thing about Times Union that keeps me around is I'm able to, fit everything else in the schedule around it. So, shout out to them for that, I guess, for now.
Right. But I want to thank you for stopping by.
Cut some damn hair.
I appreciate you stopping by. Good luck with the barber apprenticeship. And what is the name of the shop now? So people can come stop by and see you cut hair. Because I don't think the band wants me promoting the barber shop. So what is it now?
It's called Men's Inc. down on Central Ave. There's 2 of them down there, so it's 2010 Central Ave down toward Schenectady.
Yep. New Lows is out on all streaming platforms by Downswing. They're going to be playing at Empire Live. Vegas's new band is going to be opening up. And the name of that band you said was?
Faded Line.
Say it again.
Faded Line.
Faded Line. Okay. And there are a lot of great bands. Oak Heart. Just go check it out.
Good one.
I think it's going to be good. And if people want pre-sale tickets for this show, do you guys have them? Is there an Eventbrite on your Facebook?
I know they're selling quick. I sold out of mine. 2 of the bands are about to be sold out. You can get them on Empire Live Albany.
Right. So I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I'll say it. It's probably going to be a sold out show. And if you know Empire Underground, it gets packed up quick. All right. You guys have a good time this week. Good luck in the new year. Thanks for stopping by. Peace out.
Thanks for having me.
Take care, man. Anthony from Downswing. Fuzz. Holy shit, man. Did you do your homework on that band? Did you watch any, hear their music? You might have heard a tune on Capitol Underground a while back, but
I did, dude. Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, they gotta keep doing what they're doing because fucking A, man. They got it. Let's put it that way. They fucking got it, dude.
They got it. They know how to make some tunes. They know how to maneuver it. They know how to, I don't know, man. I'm just sitting there going, okay, there's a part. there's a sound over a part and beat and the drum. And I'm like, wow, the way they arrange music is definitely, I was simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. These bands are all over the place. I wouldn't be able to fucking keep up with them. But Downswing is all over the place. If you're going to go to TikTok, everything's Downswing style. Downswing US for TikTok. It's right there on your screen. Fuzz, I'm going to go. I'm going to make some dinner.
I'm
What
going
do
to
you
go
say?
you one better. As far as Downswing goes,
Yeah.
I usually tell people to gargle my balls. Now I'm going to tell them to kick fucking rocks, dude.
Kick fucking rocks has been my saying since he sent me that tune a while ago. Thanks to Downswing. Thank you to Fuzz. Of course, Capital Underground Face to Face is sponsored by Paulie's Hotel and Putnam Place in Saratoga. And we are powered by the Green Man himself, that Fuzzing Rock Show.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to the Helderberg Meadworks for sponsoring the show. Thanks to Paulie's Hotel and Putnam Place for sponsoring the show. And Fuzz, do you want to see the part that was cut out of the Downswing video? I actually obtained some footage from the new footage. Yeah, the new video. So here's what was cut out of the last Downswing video, and I wasn't too happy about it.
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar baby. Come my lady, you're my pretty baby, you'll make your legs shake, you make me go crazy.
That was it. That was me at 8 years old. But they asked him to put in the video. He said, "Sure, Ralph, no problem, sure." And then fucking kick Ralph's. Kick Ralph's is what happened. There was no kick rocks. It was fucking kick Ralph's.
Hey,
all right, thanks for being here.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
I am proud to say that picture that was just singing, I have that on canvas in my downstairs studio. I do.
Oh my goodness. Well, folks, Thanksgiving's coming. And we got to do something special for Thanksgiving. So I guess we're going to say goodbye for now for that Fuzzing Rock Show and Capital Underground Face to Face. See you when we see you.
Be well.